right, welcome back. You're still watching Daybreak on this 22nd of September 2025. So I have in studio the following panelists. We have Senator Joe Nyoto. I have Francis Mungangi, Deputy Governor of Machakos County. Fred Okango is the communications consultant with one of the departments in government, as well as he's in the technical team of the compensation team. And Wilson Susion is a former Secretary General and former nominated MP. Good morning, all of you. It's good to have you here. Good morning. So as we get ready for the conversation, this morning in the papers, you're finding the main story on the Daily Nation is CS ex-spy master and 10 billion shilling homeowners in distress. And it's a story of some land that in 2014, Deliverance Chance Clerics informed the congregation during a service in Nairobi about a potential land investment. Prospective investors bought into the project, paid at least 2.5 million shillings for 8-acre plots and built their dream houses on the land in Ruiru, Kiambu. But a decade later, they are staring at huge losses after a court ruled their title deeds are fraudulent since the land belongs to the family of former spy chief James Kanyotu. That's the main story on the Daily Nation. Then there's also another one of Matiang'i takes on Ruto as 2027 rivalry escalates, and then you find Kenya completes historic gold sweep from 800 meters to marathon, and we ended up with 7 gold and 2 bronze and 2 silver, finishing at a total of 11. On the front page of the Standard, costly swindle, Kenyan taxpayers now face the risk of a 10 billion shilling penalty after a cancelled dam contract, and so British firm GBM Engineering has petitioned authorities saying it was cheated out of a deal to finance and build the Grand Falls Dam on River Tana, a project meant to boost Kenya's power supply. The deal signed under former President Uhuru Kenyatta was scrapped in July by the Ruto administration, now plans to revive the project with a different contractor, raising fresh trouble. Then another story, when citizens borrow to buy food, Kenyans now borrow more than 13 billion shillings a month from digital lenders, mostly to put food on the table. It's a stark picture of a nation struggling to survive, with families left juggling empty plates and empty wallets. And the details are contained on page 5 of the Standard, where we find a bit of explanation, where Kenyans are borrowing more than 433 million shillings daily from digital lenders, and this paints a picture of cash-strapped population that cannot make ends meet, and so much more that is inside the paper. I just wanted to start with you, Fred, a little bit on the status of your panel, because lately, was it last or the previous week, you saw a court order stopping operations. I don't know how far you had gone after the swearing in.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sam. It's important to note that as law-abiding citizens of this country and people believe in the rule of law, when we were served with a court order that has temporarily halted the operations of the panel of experts, we ceased operations at that time. As it is now, the panel is not meeting, and we await the outcome of the court. However, we also had appealed the decision, the Court of Appeal, and thank God that matter has been certified urgent. We do believe that in the fullness of time, we shall be getting to know what the court says about it. So for now, that's the status of the...
Okay, all right, and of course I will be pursuing that matter to see what developments emerge. You know, the reason I'm asking that is that when the chairperson was here during an interview, he had sort of said that work was going on.
No. And I think that it was misquoted. If you ask me, there is no work that has gone on. Immediately we were served, every operation ceased. The technical team is not meeting, the panel is not meeting. So I think it is important to put the record straight that the panel of experts on victim compensation is not working. They have not been working since the time they were served with the court orders. Yes.
All right. Now, the other big story of the weekend, which I want us now to focus on the topic of projects and politics. We saw President William Ruto was in Ukambani region. We'll be listening to what exactly he said, but he's sort of insinuating that there has been a leader in Ukambani region, Kalonzo Musyoka, who apparently is misleading the people there. And let's listen to what he said while there.
Musijifanye watu wa upinzani kuliko wale wa upinzani. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Yes. Si nyinyi mlipigia kura Raila Odinga? Wengi wenu. Si ndio? Lakini huko Homa Bay, Migori, Siaya, Kisumu tunajenga soko nyingi kwa sababu wamekubali mapema kuliko zile zinajenga hapa. Nyinyi bado mnapinga maana. Hiyo inaitwa nini?
Now, Deputy Governor, it's good to see you here. Did you hear those sentiments, and what is the interpretation of the leadership of Machakos?
I think whoever is talking that is just Uda and KK political leader, not the president of Kenya. And he's just playing politics, period. He has more people from that region than he needs. I don't see which specific project as our leader, His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and in Jesus' name, the 6th President of the Republic of Kenya, has prevented. President is welcome anywhere in this country. His government is free to initiate any project anywhere with or without any of these leaders. So I think he is simply playing politics. Yes.
Simply playing politics.
Yes.
Mheshimiwa Sossion, of course, we live in political reality, and you find a lot of people shortly after election, there are those that want to align with the government that has been elected at the national level. One would have thought that post-2010 constitution, we have grown out of that no region would be sidelined because of the political stances they take.
I think, Sammy, I think we've got to be very clear and understand the policy of the president. The policy of the president, right from when he was sworn in on 13th of September 2022, was total inclusivity of the entire Kenya. Not that nothing is going on in Ukambani. There's a lot of work. Government is doing a lot in Ukambani. And the president will preside over Shujaa Day in Kitui. A lot is being done. And I think some is good, we become objective. Let's have a country of inclusivity. And the first president to push the agenda of total inclusivity of all regions of Kenya, regardless of political beliefs, regardless of how they voted in 2022, because Kenyans are taxpayers, is President William Ruto. So it's not right to impute that nothing is being done in Ukambani in terms of government service. It is. There are a lot of programs funded by government, and the president was not just merely attending a church service in Machakos. He was visiting the people of Ukambani as the president of the Republic of Kenya. And
but when you hear him say the things he's saying, what do you understand from that?
My understanding, that was a political statement by the president, and political persuasion in terms of politics outside, not even very much within the context of development. But he was trying to implore Ukambani people, comparing with Luo Nyanza, for example. You look at what happened in Luo Nyanza right after elections. The governors began engaging the president. And in fact, if we talk of Governor Gladys Wanga, has been implementing actually the Kenya Kwanza manifesto word by word. And what it meant is that drop politics. Can we do development when it is time for development for the benefit of the people? That is the philosophy of the message of the president. We cannot be doing politics throughout. And even you cannot be doing opposition politics that really is not a match to your capacity. And I think the message of the president should not be misinterpreted. He philosophically told the people of Ukambani, can we engage and do development? I think that was the clarion message.
That's what I'm asking, because you are saying two things. You're saying that we are not being objective in analyzing what the president says, but he's the one speaking. You're saying it's a political statement. Are you telling us you shouldn't?
The political statement of the president was that tuachane na siasa, can we do development?
So what is this siasa?
Yeah?
What is this siasa? The one that you want to achane na siasa? What is that?
You've heard what the governor said.
What does that mean?
What the governor said here, that the person speaking there is not the president of Kenya. And he knows very well that is the president of Kenya. That is the type of siasa we're talking about.
No, I'm asking you, because you're saying to achane na siasa, what does that entail?
What it entails is that this politics of confusion, you think you want to oppose everything in government. It doesn't help. It doesn't at all. And post-2010 constitution envisages equality across the country. Vision 2030, the 3 pillars, and the political pillar in particular, talks of issue-based politics. So I think what the president is communicating to the people of Ukambani is that let's focus more on development programs and development agenda the way other regions of the country are doing. Because when you look at the bells that did not vote for William Ruto in the last election. Right now, they're not doing politics. They're focused on transformative programs and transformative programs and development agenda, and it is being seen. It is significant. It is not that it is not happening in Ukambani. It is happening. And I think more of the public conversation, public debates, the deputy governor here, is about tangible development and programs to the people. There will be a time to do real politics when that time comes. And there is IEBC. IEBC guides the programs of political programs of the country. When campaigns, real campaigns should begin, it is guided by law. And I think as a country, it is time we live within the provisions of the Constitution and that of the law. It is not right to keep people in a vacuum and keep them in a permanent political mood that is not helping them.
So who is responsible for that?
Mwangangi here and the ilk and the brothers.
So Kenya Kwanza is
and
not.
And we all see it. It's not.
Okay.
Kenya Kwanza is not. The president was there for development. Okay. And he was there for the good of the people of Ukambani, and he has demonstrated that all through.
I'll get back to you
for the good of all Kenyans.
So that we can check whether your statement is actually real. Now, Mheshimiwa Senator Nyoto, what do you make of that statement? Mheshimiwa Sosion thinks it was not, he's not saying exactly that no development is going to the region. Should we take what he says seriously, or what Mheshimiwa Sosion is saying?
Thank you, Sam. And, we listen to the president, and I want to agree with the Honorable Sosion that William Ruto is the president of the Republic of Kenya up to 2027.
Up to 2032.
Unless, Sosion, there is an election in 2027. You can only be very naive to say that somebody will be president up to 2032. Just wait, and the dust that you people are going to get will open your eyes and make you, sober again.
Don't know
because
that.
you are not sober. Okay. Thank you. Sam, let me address this question. I've listened to the president, and like I've said, we listen to him because he's the president of Kenya, and he talks about mediocrity. He says that he has refused to settle for mediocrity, referring to his predecessors. But I want to tell Sosion and the president that mediocrity is when you think that national resources are personal resources to be dispensed to people who please you and people who sing praises to you. Because that is what the president was saying in Machakos, that you people are not getting as many markets as the people of Nyanza. And he actually went ahead and named the counties of Nyanza. And Sosion has also mentioned those counties. He insinuated that you people are not, he actually said, are not getting as many markets, as many development programs as the people of Nyanza because you are not supporting me. And that is what I'm saying is mediocrity, to think that national resources, which should be distributed evenly should only go to people who pre-sing for you. And so what the president was saying simply is, if you don't support me, if you keep pointing out at the issues that are not going right in my government, then you will not get development. And let me also tell you, Sam, that President Ruto is very contemptuous over the leaders, including and specifically His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. You know, he likes, contempting Kalonzo Musyoka. And we know when he was deputy president and Kalonzo Musyoka once was demonstrating together with Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, he said that he didn't understand how an honorable man like Kalonzo Musyoka ati amekaa kwa lami. You know, he has been very contemptuous of Kalonzo Musyoka. And that is why he wanted to lump out, to blame his failures of developing Ukambani region on Kalonzo Musyoka. What we are doing, and you could, when I listen to Sosion saying, he is evading the issue, trying to say, there are development projects in Ukambani, and it is good you put him to task. It is the president himself who said that there is slowed development in Ukambani, while there is accelerated development in Nyanza, because Nyanza people, Nyanza leaders are supporting President Ruto. And that's why I keep saying it's mediocrity, because we do not have, and no leader needs to please the president in order for his people to get development. It is their right. And when you listen to Sosione here telling you that it was a political statement, and he agrees that Nyanza is getting a lot of development, it is true. But is the development in Nyanza going there? And nobody has a problem with the development going to any particular area of this country. But we must question, when you take development to just one area, we must call out bribery. And we know that President Ruto, because he has lost his major support basis that supported him in 2022, is now concentrating on Nyanza, and that is why most of the development projects he is actually talking about are in Nyanza, because that is the next avenue where he thinks he'll be able to peddle his lies to get re-elected. In fact, I hear he's going to get his running mate from that region. But what we want to say
How do you know that? Why are you hearing that?
We live in this country.
He has a deputy president, Senator.
I'm talking about 2027. Sam, I can tell you President Ruto will not pick Kithure Kindiki in 2027.
Why?
Of course, because Kithure Kindiki does not have the support that may not be able to deliver as many votes to President Ruto, maybe as Gladys Wanga may. It's a game of numbers, and we know. So, this is something, Sam, unless we want to bury our heads in the sand.
What if he does? What if he goes for deputy president as a running mate?
Who?
The deputy president.
No, but he cannot do it. We'll be here, Sam. Let's pray to God that he keeps us. We'll be here. That is a seat that you give to the region in which you want to invest, so that you can get votes from that particular region.
And Senator, then, isn't that the problem?
Exactly.
Because we're trading political support for programs.
But that is exactly what I'm saying. That President Ruto thinks that he can direct national resources to a particular region that supports him and not other regions. Why didn't he tell us about the dams that he has constructed? Because like the deputy governor is saying, there are very many people who support him. If we will, many leaders who support him in Ukambani. If you only develop a region because there are people who support, there are leaders who support you there, there are very many leaders from Ukambani who support him. And it was an insult actually to the people of Ukambani, particularly Machakos. You fire their son in the morning, replace him with a person from your region or your tribe, and you are calling others tribalists. Then you visit that particular region and start blaming the kingpin of that particular region for your failures to develop that particular region. Let us see let him tell us how many dams he has started to construct in Ukambani to make it productive, because Ukambani can be very productive if you are able to harvest rainwater.
Okay. Now, Fred, when you witness all these sentiments, and the Constitution tells us that it is actually Parliament that shares resources, when shall we stop dangling this carrot at the national level?
Thank you, Sam. I agree with Senator Nyoto that politics is about numbers and expediency. And I also agree with him when he says President Ruto is a politician, and a politician who is also looking for votes. Now, Sam, it is true that the Constitution of Kenya, in access to services, demands that a national state organ shall ensure that there's equitable access to those services in all parts of the Republic to the extent that is possible. In fact, reasonable is the word. So it means that every part of the Republic is entitled to a certain amount of money that goes towards development, and that has been seen. Number two, the president is the president of the Republic of Kenya, and he has the ability to visit every part of the country and woo them in terms of development. But because we live in a political country where we compete, sometimes it demands of politicians to go and try and persuade the numbers there through development. Unfortunately, it has been happening. But I'm reminded that we are a devolved system. And I'm happy today on this panel we are sitting with a representative of a devolved function, or devolved government, the DG here. They receive equitable share of the revenue as allocated to them. That money is supposed to ensure that it meets the objects of devolution by ensuring that every part of that country gets their own share of revenue and they develop their region and manage their own affairs. So the over-reliance of the national government to go and, to do development in the region is no longer there anymore. And therefore the president, as a president of everyone, as a symbol of national unity, can decide which region he feels is not getting that money and support, if there is any.
What are you saying?
I am saying the president of the Republic of Kenya understands that this country, all of it require even or equitable resources for development. So when he visits a region, he's not visiting that region to dish development, because that region is under a devolved function. He is visiting that region to assess the issues of national development that are there. But ordinarily, it is expected, because we are a devolved function.
And what does he do with that information?
That information, he acts on it. And I'm happy President William Ruto today is one of the people that majority of the Azimio regions did not vote for him. But he has demonstrated that he can actually still work with them. He can actually still get concerned when those regions do not get development and intervene in terms of going there and listening to the leaders and identifying development needs. I have seen people argue that President Ruto is doing that because he has lost support from certain regions. I don't think so. I saw President in Murang'a the other day. I saw him in central Kenya. If it is true he has lost those support from those regions, why is he still going there, Senator Nyutu? Why is he going there? He's going there because he understands.
When was he in Murang'a?
No, I'm just saying in the past, even when this issue of Mount Kenya started, he has been there. He has gone for funerals, he has gone for development tours, he has gone for visits. I've seen that. So what I'm saying, Sam, is very simple. The understanding that we have a president who is concerned about the country is important. The understanding that we have a devolved system that must work is equally important. But because we are a political nation, and Nyutu knows, he has made rumors here that the president is intending to nominate somebody from Nyanza as he's running in 2027. He has also made rumors here that the president will see dust. You see, that is politics in him. But the truth of the matter is, we don't know what will happen next. What we want to see now, we want to see the president visiting every region equally. We want to see the president addressing issues of concern of every Kenyan. We want to see the president engaging all leaders, including Nyutu here, because this country belongs to all of us. But when we start playing politics of division, because what Senator Nyutu is now trying to tell us is politics of division. And that is the politics that the president and Raila Amolo Odinga is running away from. It is the politics that has made us lose development. It's the politics that has made other regions being, isolated. So to finish, Sam, I am aware that we are in the bad season of politics, where we are going to compete as we prepare for 2027. But even as we do so, let's do so in mind that the people that we lead, the people that elected, for the people, the leaders who are elected here, the people that we look forward to leading are listening and watching. What they want today, they want a working president. And the president, give it to him. You can call him all manner of names, but give it to him. He has managed in a way to see in his leadership that this country is united. He has managed in a way to listen to everyone, even those who criticize him. He has managed. He has invited them to State House, and they have listened to him. So I submit some that in the coming days, we are likely to see sustained visit to some of those regions that probably did not even vote for president. I come from a region that predominantly voted for Raila Odinga, but we have seen the nature of visit that the president has put so that they just make this country together. When you are competing and some people lose election, so they did not vote for you, the first thing you must do as a president who loves this country, you must go back to them and tell them, you did not vote for me, but I will still be your president. Okay. That is what Ruto has done. Okay,
Fred, we'll come back to that. And of course, also understanding the separation of functions between the two levels of government at a time that you're being told that markets are being built. What is the role of counties in that? We'll be back in a moment.